And what's good, everybody? Glad to have you guys in the stream, being a part here on the channel tonight. Behind the Arc Basketball, covering play-by-play. First game of the ACC Big Ten Challenge going on. Should be a good one. We got the Ohio State Buckeyes ranked at number 25 right now in the nation to take on the Duke Blue Devils in the matchup. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and glad to have you guys on board as well. Make sure to vote out in that poll. Who do you guys got in this one? So we'll be starting a couple minutes from now, getting going in this game. Andrew, Jose, welcome to the stream here, guys. Michael, glad to have you back on board, being a part here. Yeah, hopefully not too wild of weather where you guys are. It's actually pretty severe weather where I am right now. Luckily, we are good. Haven't lost power yet, so that is good. Gonna get rolling in a couple minutes from now, so we'll start off this game. Taking a look at both of these teams this season, out in the ACC, Duke currently ranked at number 17. They're 6-2 overall. This is a home game for Duke, 4-0 on their home floor for the Blue Devils currently. And then Ohio State 5-1, first road game of the season for the Buckeyes. And let us know who you guys got in this one. Hit us up in the chat. Who do you guys got in this game tonight here? Duke or Ohio State? Huge game between these two teams. Ohio State won the last matchup 71-66 at home. That was back in 2021 in Columbus. They handed Duke their first loss of the season for last year's team. Last season for Coach K last year. And now they got John Shire, the new head coach for Duke. A really young team for this Blue Devils program entering this season. Multiple five-star recruits on the roster for Duke. Ohio State victories over Robert Morris, Charleston Southern, Eastern Illinois. They won against Cincinnati out in Maui. They also won against Texas Tech, number 31 in the nation. Their lone loss against San Diego State by 11, 88-77. Vaughn, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Just going to get rolling. Couple moments from now with a tip-off in this one. Victoria, welcome back on the stream. Duke comes in 5-point favorites. Over-under at 135.5. And the crowd is rocking for this matchup. Do I know a school called Lincoln High School? I've heard of other schools called Lincoln High School, but there's probably a lot. Duke going to go in their white uniforms tonight. Blue numbers, blue letters for this matchup. Ohio State will go in the red uniforms tonight. White numbers, white letters, right to left on the floor for Ohio State, left to right for Duke. The crowd is rocking. This game is at Cameron Indoor as we are underway, and Duke controls the opening tip. Mario, welcome back to the stream here, man. Yep, you know specifically who I got off waivers there, Vaughn. Out to the right wing perimeter. It goes into the hands of Tyrese Proctor from Australia. Over to Kyle Filipowski, top player of the season for Duke. Driving inside, Roach dump off. Goes off the hands of Derek Lively, the second turnover to start off the game for Duke. First possession now for Ohio State. Buckeyes with their starting five: Bruce Thornton, Sean McNeil, Isaac Likely, Justice Sewing, and Zed Key. Justice Sewing coming off a big game in the last matchup for the Buckeyes. Driving down the lane inside, it gets blocked by Lively. Off the layup attempt by Sewing, out of bounds. It will go back to the Buckeyes with 19:26 in the first. Wick, welcome to the stream here, man. Ohio State will get the inbound underneath their hoop for the Buckeyes. Lob goes out to the wing into the hands of Zed Key. This is a front court strong team this season for Ohio State. Bruce Thornton gets a touch now, moves it out to the right wing. McNeil takes the three for the transfer for West Virginia. He splashes it off the jab step. First 3 points of the game for the Buckeyes. Duke second possession. Their starters: Derby Roach, Tyrese Proctor, Mark Mitchell, Kyle Filipowski, and Derek Lively. And back-to-back turnovers to start off the game by Duke as that ball will go out of bounds down the far side. So rough start here for the Blue Devils. First minute through of action. Ohio State second possession now for the Buckeyes. At the mid-block. They move it back on top into the hands of Justice Sewing. Dribbles up, takes a deep two. Off the back iron, no good. Big, strong rebound snagged down by Kyle Filipowski. What's good, Vegas? Welcome on the stream here, man. Around the perimeter, Duke has it with Roach. Roach driving inside, floats one up off the front rim, miss. Defensive rebound pulled down by Zed Key. 18.5 left to go in the first. Bruce Thornton, top of the key towards his right, moves it out to the right corner into the hands of McNeil, dribbles towards his left, up to the free throw circle, launches a runner, gets the friendly bounce. That's good for two more. Sean McNeil, he's got all 5. Two minutes through, Duke with the basketball, yet to score 2 turnovers in the first 2 possessions of the game for the Blue Devils. Bobbled at the top of the key, Filipowski. Moves it out to the left wing. Now dumped down low off to Filipowski. Has position. Count the bucket in the foul. So big and one coming up at the free throw line. For Filipowski, gets contacted from behind. That's on number 14, Justice Sewing. So one shot here by Filipowski at the free throw line. Missed off the back rim. Tipped up offensive rebound goes to Lively. Back out to the perimeter. Knocked out of bounds down the far side by Sewing. It will stay Duke basketball. Yeah, cold out for you guys out there. Mario puts out in South Dakota. Wow. Yeah, we got some pretty bad rain going on right now, currently. Duke gets the inbound, 17:45 left to go in the first. Out to the left corner, wide open. Instead, they're going to pass up a 3-point attempt when Mark Mitchell goes inside, floats up the shot, bounces off the back rim twice. No good. Defensive rebound pulled down by Zed Key of Ohio State. Buckeyes by 3 with a great start. At the low block, puts one up, count the bucket in the foul by Justice Sewing. He'll head to the free throw line to shoot one. Justice Sewing, transfer from California. Barely played last season. What an impact that he has made this year. This is a front court heavy Ohio State team. Sewing with a career high 33 points in the last game of the Maui Invitational against Texas Tech. They won a perfect 18 of 18 at the free throw line against Texas Tech on Wednesday. 80-73, big victory for Ohio State. Sewing's free throw right down the middle. What a start for the Buckeyes here. Their experience really showing through so far in the first 2.5 minutes. Duke with a possession. Roach moves it out to the left wing on top. It goes to Lively. They dump it down to the right block. Backing his way, Filipowski puts a jumper over. Sewing gets it. Kyle Filipowski with 4 points so far. Top scorer for Duke. Buckeyes with the ball. Around the perimeter, Isaac Likely, a transfer from Oklahoma State as well. They back their way down low with Zed Key, turns it over. Kyle Filipowski comes out with a steal. Filipowski, spin move, down low, floats it up, contacted and fouled. And that's going to be on suing, I believe, once again. And if that is correct, that'll be number 2. A quick second fall picked up by Justice Suing. So 16:52 left to go. Yeah, that's a quick 2 personal fouls by Justice Suing. So we got another foul assessed to him on the last play by Filipowski, driving right to the cup. If you guys are new to the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here on the channel, play-by-play, college hoops, NBA games here on Behind Eric Basketball. ACC Big Ten Challenge. They're actually going to say non-shooting foul, so Duke gets the inbound. Under 17 minutes left to go in the first, Blue Devils have the basketball. Roach moves it out to Jacob Grandison. Transfer from Illinois. Filipowski has it low post. Back outside. Grandison shoots the 3. Connects on it. Whole crowd goes wild. Really needed that at Cameron Indoor for the Duke Blue Devils. 1-point game. 16.5 left to go in the first. Buckeyes with a possession. Likely moves it on top. Bryce Sensabaugh, he's been sensational for the freshman top 50 recruit. Takes the jumper to free throw circle. No good, missed off the back rim. And the rebound controlled by Filipowski of Duke. Blue Devils now with a possession. Filipowski with the handles. Lost the handle, though. Turns it over. Likely comes up with a steal. Pass ahead out in the open. Throwing it down with a right-handed dunk by the Buckeyes is number 10, Bryce Sensabaugh, behind the defense. So 10-7, 16 minutes left to go in the first. Nice pass to a cut. Gets the layup. A lot of contact. No call, though. Jacob Grandison scores. So 10-9 now to score. Buckeyes pass midcourt with the basketball. And they throw it away. Turnover. Bruce Thornton too tall on the pass as it goes out of bounds. As Cameron Crazy's getting right into it. Malika, thanks so much for joining in. We got 15:42 left to go in the first now. And we're going to take the first timeout of the game. So we're going to go in the first timeout. I'm going to bring up the timeout slide here. I'll be back in just a moment. All right, so we come back to action in a couple moments from now. 10-9 the score. Ohio State leading Duke. We got 15:42 left to go in the first. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here, guys, and welcome on board for a great night here of hoops action going on. Ian, welcome in the streamer, man. Glad to have you back in. Duke gets the inbound as we come back to action. Blue Devils driving, kick out to the wing, goes to Grandison, made a three earlier, bounce pass inside, and recovered by Ryan Young out to the top. It's a three, taken, missed off the back rim by Blakes, offensive rebound Young. Moves it back outside of Blakes, drives straight away, floats it down low, off to Young, we got a foul. I think it's going to be on Ohio State here, charged to Zed Key, it will be his first. So Key got run over down inside the paint, so he's now picked up a foul. Justice Sewing picked up a foul. Mario to the membership. Let's get the member hype out on the stream for Mario. Thanks so much for being a member here, brother. Missed shot. First one by Duke. Tip in is good, though. Getting a little bit of help. Number 13, Jacob Grandison. This is the first lead now of the game for Duke. 15 minutes left to go in the first, 5 minutes through. Ohio State with a possession. Top of the key to Zed Key. Dribbles towards his left and the outside. Moves it over to Bryce Sensabaugh. Bryce Sensabaugh at the left corner. Shovels it over to Key around the perimeter. 10 in the shot clock. Key gets a touch. Deep two. 18-footer straight away. He connects on it. Yeah, I was shocked about that. LSU suffered a pretty bad loss. I think it was either last night and the night before. For them, they're in a big rebuild because they had a bunch of players lost to the transfer portal. 14.5 left to go in the first. Nice dime right to the cut to the hoop. That is Jalen Blakes, who scores off the assist by Ryan Young. Alex, welcome to the stream here, man. Thanks so much for stopping by again. Ohio State with a possession. Great start in this game so far. We go back and forth, back and forth. Ohio State got quite the easy schedule out in the Maui Invitational. They won against Cincinnati rather handily, 81-53. They won against Texas Tech, who is short-handed. I believe they still don't have Fardaw's AMAC back, but they're at number 31 right now. They won 80-73 against Texas Tech. Their lone loss this season against San Diego State, currently in the top 25. Buckeyes missed a jumper, and the key goes back to Duke for the rebound. Top of the key, Roach moves it out to his right to Grandison. Lobs it over to the right elbow into the hands to Young. Backs his way off a double team. Slides it outside of Roach. Takes the three. Missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound. Young once again dominating on the offensive glass for Duke. They put it up. They miss it. Battle for the rebound. And it gets hauled in by Ohio State. So that is Bryce Sensabaugh who comes up with the board for the top 50 recruited freshman. Wide open three. Missed it off the mark straight away by Zed Key. And the rebound goes back to Duke. 13-12. Really slow start offensively in this game between these two teams. Tough to get shots to drop. Blue Devils with a possession at the left wing. They move it down, low block into the hands to Young. Backs his way, low post. Young off an up fake pivot move. And he gets called in the travel. Turnover. We've seen that quite a bit today by Duke. Young team here, and turnover's been a problem. That's their fourth turnover right now as a team. So we got 13 minutes left to go in the first. Buckeyes with a possession in the backcourt. Quick reach and foul. It's committed by Duke. Buckeyes with the inbound in their backcourt, able to take it past midcourt. Sean McNeil, transfer from West Virginia, lobs it over top of the free throw circle. Off the Bryce Sensabaugh at the top of the key. He gets past Tariq Whitehead, coughs it up though, turns it over in the corner, intercepted by Duke. Blue Devils take it past midcourt. Now attacking. Grandison lost the handle there. He turns it over. Numbers for the Buckeyes. 3-on-2. Pass ahead. Wraparound layup. Couldn't go down by Bryce Sensabaugh as Duke comes out with a defensive rebound. They got numbers. 3-on-2 for Duke. Straight away. Derek Lively, the second, able to throw it down for number one. So numbers out on the fast break, beneficial for the Blue Devils. They lead by 3. Whole crowd is rocking. They had a slow start in this game, but now they're on top. Approaching the 12-minute mark left to go before halftime. Tanner Holden, number 0, kicks it out to the corner. Wide open 3, McNeil. Missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound pull down by Zed Key. Backs his way, low post, right hand. Turn around, got it. It's just a 1-point game. Great battle going on between these two teams in the moment. 11:45 left to go in the first. 10 of 15 points scored so far coming through the paint. Duke's really struggled this season trying to find their perimeter shot. Derek Lively moves it outside to Grandison. Grandison's got the lone 3 in this game. He got stripped, stole away. Isaac Likely comes up with a steal, trying to take it a distance. He does with a left-handed layup. That's number 2, Bruce Thornton, who gets the layup. Look-alike right there with Likely, number 13. 11:10 left to go in the first. As Proctor gets stripped, we get a whistle and a foul picked up on the floor. It's going to be on Ohio State, charged on the reach-in. We'll take the timeout, second charge timeout of the game, as we'll take the media break. 11:10 left to go. First half, it's the Buckeyes up by 1, 16-15. All right, if you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe as we go on the timeout break currently. And this one, great game starting off between these two teams at the moment. There we go. Yeah, I'll see if that works. I just changed it. For some reason, I haven't been able to get, like, the headphone volume as much of my speakers as, like, usual. Let's go with this. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, I think that should work right now. Yeah. So yeah, let us know if you can hear. I just changed it for some reason on the outputs. What's good, Derpy? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Quick update with other scores going on throughout college hoops right now. Purdue leading Florida State 11-9. Tennessee up over McNeese State 8-4. Purdue jumped all the way up to number 5 for this week in the rankings. They destroyed Duke and Gonzaga in their last 2 games entering tonight. So we're going to head back to action. 11:10 left to go in the first. 16-15. Duke comes to the free throw line. 2 free throws here for the Blue Devils by Tyrese Proctor. First one is good. Second shot by Proctor. That's up. That's through. Buckeyes with a possession as we have 9 minutes through the first, 11 minutes left to go in the first half. Inside the key off a double team, and they lost it. Turnover by the Buckeyes. Back it goes to Duke around the perimeter. Hand off to Derek Whitehead, moves it on top, over to Tyrese Proctor. Young, talented, first-year class. Whitehead, the number 1 recruit. Lively, the number 2 recruit. Filipowski has the ball. He's the number 4 recruit. Mitchell, top 25, as he has it at the right corner now. Mitchell to the right elbow, moves it on top into the hands to Proctor. Takes the 3 straight away, missed off the mark. Offensive rebound, but Duke called for the push-off off the rebound, so it's going to go back to Ohio State. Yeah, just trying to get possession. Number 1, Derek Lively, the second, trying to battle for position, but a lot of jostling going on between him and the defender, Justice Sewing, and Lively get called in a rebound foul. Buckeyes with a possession, approaching the halfway mark of this first half. Pro hop inside, Thornton floats it up, he's got it for 2. Yeah, yesterday was a phenomenal game. That was unbelievable. Luka had his 40-point triple-double yesterday. That was crazy. 10 minutes left to go in the first, Buckeyes by 1. And the battle between these two teams, ACC Big Ten Challenge. The lob goes to Filipowski, backs his way. Low block, nice pivot move. Could have finished, though, tried to clean it up. Could have put it up and through. It goes out of bounds, though. Let's see who last touched it. This Duke team's got enormous size on their team. Derek Lively, 7'1". Kyle Filipowski, 7-footer. Duke will get the inbound. Last touch by Ohio State underneath Duke's hoop. The Blue Devils get the inbound. 12-6. Duke's doubling Ohio State right now on the glass. Roach dribbles towards his right around the perimeter. On the Coach K Court logo. Moves on top into the hands to Whitehead. Dribbles inside. Lost control of the basketball. Turnover. Zed Key comes up with it diving in the backcourt of Ohio State. They still try to look to clear it past the timeline. They will. With Bruce Thornton. Thornton taking it right to the hole. He scores with a right-handed layup. Approaching the 9-minute mark left to go in the first. It's been a sloppy first half between these two teams. Buckets have been hard to come by. Ohio State shooting just 33% from the floor. Duke, or 53% from the floor to 33% from 3. So much better. They haven't been able to shoot the ball a ton, though, because Duke's controlling the rebounds. But it's been multiple turnovers in this game. Here's one by the Buckeyes. Filipowski, Eurostep, puts it up. Count it in the foul as he gets the bucket. 1-point game now as Kyle Filipowski draws his team right back into it. One shot here at the free throw line for Filipowski. And the free throw is good. So now it's 20-all. Buckeyes take it past midcourt. 8:45 left to go in the first. Isaac Likely, transfer from Oklahoma State, takes it inside. He scores the bucket up and in off the backboard. Nice drive to go inside a key there by Likely. Duke now, we'll see if they can respond. Roach moves on top over to Ryan Young. Passes out to his right over to Filipowski. Dribbles towards his left and the outside. They will drive baseline, get a lot of contact, no call. Kick out to the corner. Blake's open three. Misses poorly as it hits rim short. The Buckeyes come up with a defensive rebound. Bradley, welcome back to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. They've just had the looks. They have been struggling this season from three-point range for Duke. And once again, they are just stone cold. 1 for 6 from the perimeter right now. Ohio State by 2. They get the inbound, Likely. At the left wing, bounces over to the baseline. Up fake by Sewing. Sewing moves it around the perimeter into the hands of number 1 for Ohio State. Took the jumper, missed off the mark by Riley Gale Jr. And it goes right back to Duke. How do you determine key win, key loss in terms of making the NCAA tournament? Does Duke and North Carolina lose points after struggles against Oregon? It's all about like the teams that you play throughout the course of the season, or so they determine them by quads for the victories. It can be quite confusing because they do quad 1. I believe it's like number 1 to 75. In quad 1, and it's different if it's a home victory or a neutral court victory or a road victory. It's different between the determinations for those. I think quad 1 is like 1 to 50 for home victories, or 1 to 75 for road victories, and then there's a quad 2 after that, which is like 76 to like 125 or 150 in that quad. They go all the way to quad 4, which quad 4 is the teams in the 300. So you of course want to avoid quad 4s, quad 3s. Quad 3s are teams in the 200s. You want to avoid those losses as much as possible to make the tournament and just stockpile on quad 1 victories as much as possible. So we're going to take a timeout on the floor right now. 22-20 to score. 7:13 remaining in the first as Ohio State has the lead. Yeah, so if Duke had lost against Oregon State, that probably would have gone down towards the end of the season as like a quad 3 loss. Or Oregon State last year, they went 3-28. So it's crazy. They lost by 3 against Duke. They went from Elite 8 to 3-28 in a season span. It's just quite crazy. Yeah, so I'll use Florida State as an example here because they have been just a complete seesaw right now. By the way, Florida State's leading Purdue 18-16. Purdue coming off massive wins against Duke and Gonzaga. But Florida State has some really tough losses themselves. They lost their opener against Stetson. They if they beat Purdue, then that's a massive quad 1 victory for them. Considering the week that Purdue had. Purdue has been playing the best basketball out of anybody. It's been that type of season. Tennessee up over McNeese State 16-6. Butler K-State, close game there. 48-40, Butler has the lead against Kansas State. Right now, Kyle Filipowski leading the way for Duke. He's got 7 points, same as Jacob Grandison at the moment. And for Ohio State, 6 points by Bruce Thornton leading all scores for the Buckeyes. So we come back from the timeout. Duke with the basketball left to right on the floor. They have on the floor Roach, Proctor, Ryan Young, Jacob Grandison, as that's a corner three missed by Grandison around the rim and out. They also got Kyle Filipowski, the final player, out on the court currently for Duke. Ohio State with the basketball at the left elbow. 6:40 left to go in the first for the Buckeyes. Lob over the top. Catching the lob, swinging it inside the key off the fingertips. Likely, though, it's a steal. 3-on-2 here for Duke straight away. Down the lane, heavy contact. This should be a blocking foul. As Proctor will head to the free throw line, shoot two. It's charged to Gale. So first personal foul of the game picked up by Roddy Gale Jr. for the top 55 recruit, first-year player. Heading to the free throw line, top 100 recruit Tyrese Proctor from Australia for Duke. First one's good. Second one's good as well. Six and a half left to go before halftime. Buckeyes with a possession around the perimeter. Sean McNeil moves it on top over to Holden. Holden bumped into a whistle and a reach and fall. It's going to be charged to Proctor. So yeah, Duke coming off the Phil Knight Invitational. They had some key victories there. Really close, closer than usual. That Oregon State game that they played in the Phil Knight Invitational, really close, 54-51. Shocked by the score of that game. They won against Xavier, 71-64, and they've got two losses on the season. One of them, they got destroyed against Purdue. Purdue last week played the best basketball out of any team in the nation, destroying Duke and Gonzaga. Inside the key, Zed Key called it the offensive foul. It's a turnover by Ohio State. So it's going to go right back to Duke now with under 6 minutes left to go before halftime. Wide open three. Tyrese Proctor drills it. That's exactly what they need there for Duke. He got open right off the screen. Nobody was on him. Uncovered. Buckeyes with a possession at the right wing likely. Bounce pass goes a little bit too far. Was kicked though. Kicked ball violation by Duke. Buckeyes get away with one. That's close. Should have been 2 points off the turnover. Inbound for Ohio State in their backcourt. 5.5 left to go before halftime. Likely swings it out to the left corner. That's a three. Over the rim. It missed. And a travel off the offensive rebound by Zed Key. So it will go right back to Duke. Duke looking for something. This first half has been an absolute grind. Looking like Kentucky against Bellarmine from yesterday, but a little bit more points. Filipowski drives, had it stripped, and he got fouled. That's going to send him into the bonus now. That's number 8 for Ohio State. Yeah, I'll send Filipowski into the 1-1 bonus. So he's got 7 points so far. He's been the top scorer this season. Phenomenal. As a freshman, averaging above 15, 9 rebounds per game. He missed the free throw, though. Buckeyes come up with the basketball inside the key. Likely turn around the rim, and it will go out. We do have a fall, though. It's charged to Duke, and this will send Likely to the free throw line. So that's going to be on Jacob Grandison. That's his second. It's going to send Isaac Likely to the free throw line, shooting 2 here for the Buckeyes. He's only a 60% free throw shooter this season. Yeah, because I remember him at Oklahoma State. He really struggled when it came down to free throws. First shot here at the line. That one's good. Second shot at the line, missed off the mark by a Likely. Defensive rebound pulled down by Filipowski. 5 minutes left to go before halftime. Duke with a possession. Pass midcourt with Tyrese Proctor. Proctor signals the offense, 15 on the shot clock. Proctor dribbles towards his left, pick set by Filipowski. Moves it on top to Filipowski, passes towards his right to Jalen Blakes. Over to Filipowski at the baseline. Off the double team, slides it on top. Blakes passes down low and scores up and in off the backboard. It's Ryan Young for 2. Great possession right there for Young. Able to get underneath the hoop. It was a quick pass by Blakes straight away from the top. Threaded the needle, and Young having a great game so far. 2 rebounds with an assist. Just got his first field goal made of tonight. As they went in to out, Filipowski on the top. Off the Blakes, passed it down low to Young with his first made field goal. Timeout taken on the floor by Ohio State. 4:35 left to go in the first as Duke has a 4-point lead. We come back from the timeout, 4-point game. Ohio State with a possession. McNeil, jumper, straight away, 18-footer, skipped around the rim and out. Defensive rebound, pull down for Mark Mitchell and the Blue Devils. It's a big, strong rebound he's able to get. 7 assists so far out of 10 made field goals by the Blue Devils, moving it around to their teammates. Young passing down low. Filipowski, pivot, has position, a right pass, Likely scores with a layup. Working on that mismatch there. Duke finding something down in the low post. That's where they thrive upon with their size. Kyle Filipowski, 7-footer. Derek Lively, the second, 7'1", and they've gone that way multiple times today in the paint. Points in the paint, 16-16. It seems like a lot more, though, because of Duke with the rebounds, out-rebounding Ohio State 17-12. That shot rolls around the rim and in for the Buckeyes. That's number 10, Bryce Sensabaugh. Approaching the 3.5-minute mark left to go before halftime. Duke at the left wing. Proctor moves it on top over to Young. Now the lob caught by Filipowski. Filipowski backs his way once again on Likely. Moves it around the perimeter out to the corner. Open 3. Mitchell missed off the side of the rim. And a defensive rebound pulled down by the Buckeyes. Pringle, welcome back on the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Nice ball moving around the perimeter. Ohio State, though, had a touch out of bounds, so it wasn't clean. Turnover by the Buckeyes. We're going to take a timeout out on the floor right now. 29-25. Duke up by 4 with 3:09 left to go before halftime as we take the timeout. All right, if you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Glad to have you guys on board, being a part here on the channel tonight on the stream for this one. Kyle Filipowski, strong game once again. He is leading the way for Duke right now. 9 points, 5 rebounds, top scorer, top rebounder in the game currently. 7 points by Tyrese Proctor, 7 by Jacob Grandison. As Grandison has made 1 of 2 threes total for Duke. They're only 2 for 9 from the perimeter. And for Ohio State, top scorer is Bruce Thornton. He has got 6. Justice Sue in quick foul trouble, same as Zed Key. Both of the top front court players combining for just 7 points so far and 4 personal fouls. Purdue has taken the lead against Florida State 26-25. Tennessee up against McNeese State 21-8. Keep you guys posted with those scores throughout the night. So 29-25 right now, as we got 3:09 left to go in the first. Big difference so far in this game has been the rebounds. 17-13, Duke leading the charge on the rebounds, +4 in the glass, 8-3 in the offensive rebounds for Duke as we come back from the timeouts. Duke by 4, approaching the 3-minute mark left to go before halftime. Blue Devils have it at the right wing perimeter with Roach. Roach defended by McNeil, moves on top into the hands of Derek Lively II. They float up a lob, looking for Lively, going backdoor, got knocked down and fouled, and he'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2. .251 left to go in the first. 2 shots here at the free throw line for Derek Lively II, the number 2 recruit. Right behind Dariq Whitehead. First one is good by Lively. Second shot, and that rattles in as well. So both of them go down. It's a 6-point lead, largest one of the game for Duke. Buckeyes with a possession, Likely. At the left elbow, moves on top to McNeil. Thinking about a step back. He will pass it off to Likely, though, with the left elbow. Likely moves it on top. Lost the handle. Battle for the basketball. Sensabaugh comes up with it. His pass in traffic intercepted. Here goes Duke with numbers. 3-on-1. Kick out to the corner. Open 3. Got it. Swoosh City right there for the Blue Devils. Steal off the break. They knock down the triple. That's Dariq Whitehead, number 0, who drills down the 3 ball. 10th turnover the first half for Ohio State. Duke had 7 turnovers. Sloppy first half between these two teams, combining for 17. Jumper off the mid-range, misfires off the back rim, offensive rebound. Put back opportunity, too strong off the glass, but a foul called by the Blue Devils in traffic. And this will send number 34, Felix Akpara, to shoot 2 at the free throw line for Ohio State. Now the Buckeyes in the bonus. That's Duke's 7th. Two shots by Akpara. First one is good. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here on the channel, play-by-play. College hoops, NBA games as well. Second free throw good for the Buckeyes. Akpara checks out of the game for the 6'11 center from Nigeria. Duke with the ball, under 2 minutes left to go before half. It's Jeremy Roach. Moves it on top over to Lively. Passes over to the right wing perimeter off to Blakes. Blakes dribbles towards his left and the outside, gives it to Whitehead. Whitehead handoff Roach, 12 on the shot clock, 1:40 left to go on the game clock. Off to Blakes at the free throw circle, takes the jumper, 15-footer off the step back, no good. Offensive rebound, put back is good though by Dariq Whitehead. Whitehead making an impact lately here in the last minute. 1:25 left to go before halftime. 5 points, 2 rebounds now for the top recruits from the 2022 freshman class. Jumper good at the left elbow by Bruce Thornton, the top 50 ranked recruit for Ohio State. He's a perfect 4 for 4 for 8 points. Approaching the final minute left to go before halftime. Duke with a 7-point lead. Attacking inside the paint. Roach lays it up and in with the right hand. Count it in the foul. Dribble, drive, attack, penetration. Duke doing a great job getting to the rim in this first half. As their threes have struggled, Jeremy Roach drives, attacks inside the paint, draws the foul on Likely. That's Isaac Likely's first personal foul tonight. XNT Eagle, welcome to the stream here. Thanks so much for joining in. Free throw, that is good for Roach. Is a 10-point lead for Duke. Final minute left to go before halftime. Buckeyes with a possession. At the left wing perimeter, Bruce Thornton moves it on top for McNeil. McNeil lobs it down low to Zed Key. Key working on one defender. It's Young. Backs his way, low post. Pivot move. Too strong off the glass. Rebound control by Duke. 35 seconds left to go. Blue Devils will slow it down. 9-second differential between shot clock and game clock. They'll burn a timeout first. Timeout taken on the floor. 33 seconds left to go before halftime. John Shire and his team will talk things over here for the Blue Devils as they got a great lead right now, up by 10 for Duke, 39-29. After their struggles early on in this game, they really settled down nicely and much, much better shot selection throughout the course of this game. What a start here for the Blue Devils tonight. So we got 33 seconds left to go before halftime. And here we get back to action. Duke gets the inbound to Roach. Scored the last layup. Here he is right now, defended. Filipowski with 9, Proctor with 7, top 2 scores for Duke. 8 on the shot clock, 17 left to go on the game clock before halftime. A runner blocked by Ohio State to come up with a basketball. Zed Key with a big block. McNeil has it past midcourt. 6 seconds left to go. McNeil drives at the baseline, deep 2, takes it. Missed off the side of the rim, no good. And we go into halftime. It's a 10-point lead for Duke. First half in the books here. This was close throughout most of it. Back and forth, but late stages here of that first half. Duke able to take control. They're up by 10, put Ohio State into deep foul trouble with some of their top key players in the front court. 10 personal fouls as a team, 2 each by Justice Sewing and Zed Key as we enter halftime here. Duke by 10. All right, so we're going to go into halftime. I'm going to bring up the break slide for a couple moments, and then I'll be back in a little bit later in halftime. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes here. All right, we are back. Thanks so much all for hanging in there, being patient. Glad to have you guys back on board, being a part here tonight on the channel. What a start for Duke, 39-29 as we close out halftime, about to begin half number 2 of basketball action here tonight. Just a quick update, because before I put on the community tab about a doubleheader for tonight, I'm just only going to do this one game, so change of plans for tonight here, because I got visitors over my house, so I'm going to go help cater the needs of some of our visitors we have over the house after the end of this game. So I'll be with my visitors after this one, so unfortunately will not be able to cover North Carolina against Indiana for the last game later tonight. But we get back to action here. Ohio State with the basketball as they go left to right on the floor to start out half number 2. Got into deep foul trouble early on with their top 2 front court options, Zed Key and Justice Suing, both with 2 personal fouls each in the first half. Here's Likely driving right to the rim, scores in the left-handed layup. Big response there for the Buckeyes. First bucket of half number 2 by Isaac Likely, the transfer from Oklahoma State. Duke with a possession right to left in the floor. They got Mitchell at the top, passing down low into the hands of Filipowski. First one misses. Second chance, though, puts it up and scores up and in off the backboard. Kyle Filipowski been the top scorer this season for the Blue Devils, and he has been tremendous, averaging just under 16 points per game, just over 9 rebounds per game for number 30 in white and blue. He's got 11 tonight, 5 for 8 from the floor. Buckeyes second possession. 1 minute through of the second. That goes high off the glass, missed off the mark, tipped up, saved at the baseline, but they stepped out of bounds with Likely. Yeah, more than text right there, Vaughn. She's actually over my house right now. Yeah, so she works in my area for her job, but she lives like an hour north, and we had some pretty bad storms where we are, so she's going to stay over at my place tonight because her job is closer to my area. She's about like half an hour away, like a half an hour north from where her job is, but where she lives is actually an hour south from her, and they got like more of the storms like up towards her area, like more up north. Duke gonna head to the free throw line, 2 shots here at the charity stripe. In the first one, that rolls in. That's good by Roach. Jeremy Roach, the leader of this team this season. Only got 3 points so far in this game, though, as they've been able to spread the assist. He's yet to record an assist so far, and he is the top assist leader, averaging just above 3.5. Second free throw is good by Roach. Largest lead of the game here for Duke, up by 12. Looking for that revenge as they played a much tougher schedule than Ohio State. Buckeyes kind of got the easy draw out in the Maui Invitational. Cincinnati, Texas Tech, lone loss against San Diego State, as it will get tipped in by the Buckeyes. Shocking call that was not over the cylinder, but able to get the tip in. Justice Suing got the tip in. He had a career-high 33 against Texas Tech. He just got his first bucket of the night. He's only got 3 tonight. The foul trouble certainly did not help out in the first half. Top of the key, it goes to Lively. Lively passes out to his right to Roach. Roach dribbles towards his left at the top now, working on Suing. Deep 2 jumper. No good over the rim, missed by Proctor, rebounded by Likely here for the Buckeyes. Likely taking it up the floor, Euro step down the lane inside. He gets the layup. They're going to count it or no? It looks like they will not. So they're going to say foul on the floor before the shot. Will not count the layup by Isaac Likely. Been a really good sign for Duke in this game because Ohio State came into the game scoring, averaging over 79 points per game, which entered this game around top 70 in the nation in scoring. And Duke, known for their defense through what they've done so far, 20th in the nation entering tonight, allowing opponents to around 57 points per game. And it's been the defense so far winning the battle. Duke by 10. Duke with the basketball back. Filipowski, crossover, dribbles down the lane inside and missed off the glass too strong. Shocking there was no defensive contact there called in the foul He was contacted a lot. They did not give him a personal foul, though, for the Buckeyes. Lob going downhill and scoring. That is good, up and off the backboard. Catching the lob at the hoop. It is Derek Lively II making an impact tonight. Youngsters really showing what they've got tonight for Duke. 17-10 left to go in the second. Crossover at the baseline by Sewing as he'll get Mitchell on the reach-in foul. Buckeyes get the inbounds. 3 minutes through the second, 17 minutes left to go. Bruce Thornton passes out to his right in the perimeter. Sewing gives it over to Likely. Drives baseline. Likely. Bounce past the left wing. Attacking the lane. Thornton floats it up. Missed the runner. Off the front rim. No good. Lively comes out with a defensive rebound. Blue Devils controlling the tempo right now. Looking to slow it down to their pace. The whole student section, Rocket and White, they are standing up. I'm going to go with UNC tonight to bounce back in that game. Indiana's played a pretty easy schedule so far. I think it's going to be a shootout. Both of those teams should be able to get around the 80s. Yeah, North Carolina hasn't looked that strong as of late. That Portland team that they played, that team could shock people. They're out in Gonzaga's conference, the WCC. They got that. They could make it like interesting in that conference this year, because Portland's, they played 35 great minutes of basketball, hung in with UNC until the last 5 minutes. Yeah, for my predictions, I actually predicted Duke in this one 74-69, and then I got UNC in the other one tonight 83-80. I think they're hungry after being bounced from number one. There's 2 losses they had. And plus, I think more so is a good sign for them. They're coming off the four overtime loss against Alabama. Like, if that game was scheduled, like, close, like, 1 day of rest or, like, 2 days of rest, I think they'd have some trouble in that game. Or, like, the next day. Like, if that was, like, an ACC tournament game and they played a 4 overtime game and, like, the ACC tournament semifinals and won before they play in the championship, that would be a tough one to do that on back-to-back days, because you're basically playing a second game, like an additional game after that, because players were playing in, like, the high 50s for minutes. But they got some time off from that Alabama 4 overtime game, so that could help them out quite a bit. Iowa State having some trouble with North Dakota right now. 17-16, North Dakota leading by 1. And Purdue is losing by 1 against Florida State. 42-41 Florida State. That's a home game for FSU. I think what we're seeing right now, these home teams are really just rocking it through their home energy. Sean McNeil at the free throw line for Ohio State. We got 16-15 left to go in the second. First one he makes. Second one to make as well. Such a tremendous free throw shooter for McNeil. He played at West Virginia before transferring here to Ohio State, and he was great at the charity stripe. Yeah, Duke got teed up on the call, so that was on a Roach. He got teed up on the last call. Now Roach gets the inbound, 16-15 left to go. Duke with the basketball. Roach on the floor with Filipowski. Derek Lively II. Mark Mitchell. And Jalen Blake's the last player out on the floor. Nice pass. Gets the bucket. Count it in the fall by Derek Lively II. Beautiful dime for the Blue Devils. Count it and 1. Jeremy Roach, with his vision, swings the pass in a tight window, and Lively does the rest. These are young players that's going to keep on growing up and up and up this season. Timeout taken on the floor by Ohio State, 47-35 with 15:55 left to go. Quite eye-popping here. I saw a couple of the NBA scores right now. The Cavs are destroying the Sixers tonight, 82-51. Cleveland midway through the third quarter. Kyle Filipowski, top scorer for Duke. He's got 11 points, also 7 rebounds. He's the top rebounder currently in the game. Top scorer for Ohio State, that would be Bruce Thornton with 8 points, and then 7 by Sean McNeil. College basketball scores at the moment. Purdue, Florida State tied up at 44 right now. Who would ever think that Florida State, the one-win team, struggling, losing multiple games against mid-majors right now, against a top 5 opponent, tied up with about 15 minutes left to go in the second half. Florida State's got great home court advantage. They've always been great in their home floor, but staying right there with top 5 Purdue. And this will be the question once we enter into the tournament. Did Purdue peak too soon? That'll be the question, because last year they did the same thing. I'm pretty sure they destroyed UNC and Villanova or it might have been Tennessee. They played at Mohegan Sun, though, because in that grouping was Villanova, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Purdue. And those 4 teams met up at Mohegan Sun. Purdue, if I'm not mistaken, was the 2021 Mohegan Sun champions. They destroyed both of their opponents, and it looked like they were peaking like way too early, because the next week Purdue took on NC State, and they went into overtime against NC State and barely won. And this could be a case this season too. Deja vu all over again for Purdue. Did they peak way too soon? Like, did they peak back in November? Like, what was that their best week, just like last year? Because they're coming off massive victories against Duke and Gonzaga. Can they right the ship and keep it that way, or is it going to happen all over again, where like they fall apart? So it's going to be interesting. Iowa State, though, struggling against North Dakota right now. It's 22-20 Iowa State. Iowa State kind of shocking to see them back in the top 25 without Tyrese Hunter. So he went to Texas. Texas looking unstoppable. They get a really good matchup tomorrow. That's the Big 12, Big East battle they got going on between Creighton and Texas tomorrow. That's going to be a phenomenal game. Back from the timeout, Duke hits the free throw. It's 48-35. 3-point play complete by Derek Lively II. Ohio State just 1 for 5 from 3-point range in this game. McNeil, a sharpshooter from West Virginia, yet to get it going from the perimeter, though. At the left baseline for the Buckeyes, they will dribble out. Bounce pass goes to Zed Key. Key, nice pivot move, gets past Lively, throws it down with a two-handed dunk. Really good to start the play make, too. They've only got 2 total assists right now as a team. This is more of a front court-based team. They lost their star player from last season, E.J. Liddell. But from the past couple seasons, it's been basically a guard and a forward doing most of the work. This year, they've got like more scoring balance to them. They just don't have well, they do have Likely. He's the main playmaker, but he's not really known as like a go-to scorer for Likely. That's the thing. 48-37 now the score. Ohio State with a possession, approaching 15 minutes left to go in the second. Up fake by Roddy Gale Jr. His pass goes inside, lost the handle of it, goes out of bounds. It will stay, though, Ohio State possession. So looking for Zed Key in the low post, but Ryan Young, the last one to touch it for Duke, as it will stay Buckeyes basketball. Inbound for Ohio State at the right corner. Handoff McNeil. McNeil, deep 2 jumper. Connects on it. That's a big-time jumper right there off the dribble handoff by Sean McNeil for the transfer from West Virginia. Under 15 minutes left to go. 3 for 7 from the floor now by McNeil. He's got 9 points, the top scorer for the Buckeyes. Nobody yet to hit the double-digit mark. Down low in the interior, Ryan Young behind the defense draws the foul. And Young will head to the charity stripe and shoot 2, and that appears to be on Zed Key. And that'll be Key's 3rd personal foul. So exactly what cannot happen for Ohio State. Justice Sewing, Zed Key, the top 2 front court players for the Buckeyes this season, in deep foul trouble right now, and the foul trouble has plagued them all game long right from the get-go when their main players get into foul trouble. First free throw, good at the line for Duke. Second free throw by Ryan Young, that bounces in. Duke been able to make the most out of their opportunities tonight as well at the free throw line. They're 13 for 15. Loose ball, had it stripped. Bruce Thornton turns it over. Here goes Duke in the open floor. Euro step going downhill. Missed the layup by Dariq Whitehead. And a rebound pulled down by McNeil. McNeil looking to push tempo. McNeil passes outside. Wide open 3. Thornton hits it. Big time jumper in response right there for the Buckeyes. They got the Duke lead to 8. Bruce Thornton with 11, top scorer in the game now. First player to triple digits, or first player to double digits for the Buckeyes here. Meredith, thanks so much for joining in. Cole, welcome to the stream, man. If you guys are joining in, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. 14:05 left to go in the second. Blue Devils with a possession to Whitehead. Moves it out to the edge of the logo. Into the hands to Roach. Now they will use it down low. Nice up fade. Gets right past the defender and scores up and in off the backboard. That is Ryan Young for the layup. Great teamwork right there by Duke. Working their way from outside to inside. Passing the basketball. Their ball has been really moving today in this game. That's their 12th assist as a team. Ohio State with just 3. At the corner, ball will get knocked out of bounds. It will stay Buckeyes ball. Ohio State will get the inbound near side of the floor. Roddy Gale Jr., the inbound passer. Passes off to Bruce Thornton, top player of the game so far for the Buckeyes. He's got 11 for the top 50 recruit. They've got a couple key players here from this recruiting class. Bryce Sensabaugh is another one of those players, as he came into the game averaging just under 16, the top scorer for the team coming off the bench. Missed jumper off the back rim by Ohio State. Duke with a defensive rebound. Slowing down tempo, up by 10, playing in control of this game. Whitehead at the top for the top recruits. Now around the perimeter, they move to Roach. Away from the basketball, we get an offensive foul, and it's going to be picked up by Filipowski of Duke. So turnover by the Blue Devils. That's his third now for Kyle Filipowski. Hey, there you go, Vaughn. Under 13 minutes left to go in the second half. Zed Key backs his way, low post, pivot move, puts it up and scores up and off the backboard. He goes with his power move down inside the low post. Roddy Gale Jr., he's being checked out right now along the bench area, wincing in pain for the Buckeyes. Just a power move, bouncing bodies with him and Ryan Young down inside the low post, and Zed Key just wins the battle. Probably for Clemson there to go to the Sugar Bowl. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this championship weekend all is able to unfold. Inbound will come up for Duke. So Ohio State's in some deep foul trouble. 3 personal fouls each by Justice Sewing, Zed Key, and Isaac Likely. Thornton heads to the bench now. Jumper at the baseline. That is well short by Whitehead. Ohio State controls the basketball. They will attack inside the paint. Sensabaugh puts it up. Sensabaugh gets fouled. Or no, I think it's going to be offensive here. As he just lowered the shoulder right to Proctor. Yeah, that's on Sensabaugh. That's his fourth. So offensive foul by Bryce Sensabaugh. That's number 4 for him. He has really struggled tonight. Just 4 points, averaging 15 this season. And now Sensabaugh will come off the bench. So going up against a much bigger, stronger Duke team in this matchup here. So they've got a couple key top 50 recruits for Ohio State, but the Blue Devils, young squad and bound to get better and better throughout the course of the season. And right now, they're just taking it to Ohio State. Missed jumper off the fall away by Roach. Rebound goes to the Buckeyes. They're still in it. Likely at the baseline. Bounce pass over to the elbow. Handoff back to Likely. Likely gives it over to Key. Key working one-on-one on Young. Backs his way. Low post pivot move. Key puts it up, scores. That's through for 2. Count it in the foul. That's a power move right there by Zed Key off the pivot. Puts the game winning 6 and a chance to put it winning 5 coming up at the free throw line. He gets Ryan Young just his patience down inside the low post as Zed Key has been the go-to. They're playing through number 23 in red and white in the post. And he's been able to make this interesting right now. The top scorer for the Buckeyes as we take a timeout on the floor. 52-46 the score. 12 minutes left to go in the second half. Duke holding on to a 6-point lead. Zed Key, though, trying to keep his team in it, providing otherwise. What a game going down here between these two teams. It's been more like a slugfest. I feel like that UNC-Indiana game, that's going to be more like a shootout type of game, like both of those teams scoring in the 80s. But this game here, it's going to be like the first one to 70. We'll get the victory in this one. College basketball scores at the moment. Purdue start to pull away against Florida State, 55-47. Zach Edey, the man in the tower. What a season he has had. 19 points for Edey in this game for Purdue. Tennessee having a monster game, leading 50-29 right now against McNeese State. Tennessee, once again, a top 10 defense in college basketball for numerous seasons in a row. Iowa State, last year, they had a top 10 defense as well, along with Tennessee in the top 10. But Iowa State struggling against North Dakota right now, 26-24. Cyclones only up by 2 at halftime. Rutgers leading Miami 56-49. That is not shocking in my opinion. Miami does not have size on that team. I thought the loss was severe, losing to graduation Charlie Moore. And that Miami team is really small. I actually got to see them in person against Maryland. Maryland isn't the tallest team themselves. Their forwards, I think, were listed at 6'9", 6'8", so it's not like they're going up against somebody like Hunter Dickinson of Michigan, like a big body down low. It's not like they're going up against a 7-footer. It's going to be tough when Miami plays against Duke. Miami beat them last year because they forced turnovers. That's the thing. This Duke team, I feel like they're much taller than last year's team. They're just towering for this Duke team right here. All you have to do, just take care of the basketball. You'll win the game. And the Rutgers, I think they still have Amarui on their team for Rutgers, which is the center at 6'11". So, yeah, I bet that he posed them problems in that matchup because Miami plays a 4-guard small ball type team for them. And when I got to see them in person, number 55 in warm-ups, Wooga Poplar, he was hanging on the rim during warm-ups, and he got into some severe foul trouble. He played like a grand total of 10 minutes, picked up 4 personal fouls, and he was a starter for Miami. Will Providence make it to a bowl game? We'll see in the future. They don't have a football team, so they can't. Yeah, unfortunately, no football team for Providence. Maybe someday. One free throw here at the line for Zed Key, 52-46 with under 12 minutes left to go. 12.6 rebounds, top scorer in the game for Ohio State. Zed Key make it 13 as he drills the free throw back from the timeout. Duke looking to hang on to this lead. Blue Devils with a possession. Jeremy Roach on the floor with Filipowski, Proctor, Jacob Grandison back out on the floor, and number 1, Derek Lively the second. Filipowski almost lost the handle, gets it back, drives straight away, and we have a reach and fall by the Buckeyes. I think it's going to be charged to Likely. And that's already in the bonus now, so Duke is in the bonus. Both of these teams next time around are actually in the bonus, so a lot more falls here in the second. So the first free throw is good by Filipowski. Quick update on foul trouble right now because Ohio State's in some severe foul trouble, specifically in the front court. 3 personal fouls each by Zed Key and Justice Suing, their top 2 front court players. And then they got 2 players with 4 personal fouls right now, and 2 of them are key players. The point guard, Isaac Likely, just picked up his 4th. And then Bryce Sensabaugh, he has got 4 fouls as well, currently on the bench. This is Bruce Thornton, who passes on top to Suing. Suing, bounce pass, nice cut, reverse hand layup, couldn't go down. Tanner Holden had an opportunity to do so, but couldn't finish. Duke with a rebound as they go up by 7. They're going to slow it down past midcourt for the Blue Devils. They're looking pretty good in terms of foul trouble, spreading out the fouls. It's just Kyle Filipowski, the top scorer. He's got 13 and also 3 personal fouls with his 7 rebounds. Down low, tearing it down. That's Derek Lively, the second, with a 2-handed flush. He's up to 11. Really like what I've been seeing here from number 1 tonight in this game for the number 2 recruits. The class of 2022 for Lively. Key on the outside, passes off to Suing, drives baseline. Suing draws a foul, floats it up. I think they're going to say it's before the shot. Yeah, they're going to say it's before the shot, so this will send free throws here at the line. 1-and-1 bonus for Ohio State with number 14, Justice Suing. Tonight he's been shut down. Just 3 points tonight, coming off 33 points in his native home state of Hawaii in the Maui Invitational final match against Texas Tech. First one is good by Suing. Filipowski just picked up his 4th, so he is currently on the bench. So this is getting really interesting. Kyle Filipowski, the top player for Duke, right now on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Who is going to rise up in this game for Ohio State? And that appears to be Derek Lively the second right now. He's got 11 points, 2 points behind Filipowski. Duke with the basketball, 10.5 left to go. They put it into the hands of Jeremy Roach. Roach at the edge of the Blue Devils logo. Whole crowd up on his feet here at Cameron Indoor at the whiteout. Off to the left wing, it goes to Mitchell. Double team to the left baseline. Moves it out to Roach. Makes the pass to his right. Takes the 3 straight away. That's good by Tyrese Proctor from downtown. That's a big-time triple there by the first-year player from Australia. He's up to 10. He makes his second 3-point shot of the game. Up fake into the key. Drawing contact. Count the bucket and the foul. Tough shot by Suing. It goes through. They're going to count it and 1. So he's able to draw the contact by Mark Mitchell in the foul. Once again, just hanging around in this game. By the way, Butler, winners over Kansas State tonight, 76-64. So that's a big, big win there for Butler. Free throw is good for the Buckeyes. 7-point game now. That part, welcome back to the stream, man. Got under 10 minutes left to go. Things getting really interesting because Filipowski, the top player for Duke, is currently on the bench with 4 personal fouls, and they throw the basketball away. Miscommunication right there for the Blue Devils as that pass gets tossed away. Turnover. I'm not sure just yet when I'll be back, but I hope to be back next week, probably Tuesday for next week. I actually got asked to cover a couple of games this weekend for me at last notice or so. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to dedicate a lot of prep time to that for the next couple of days. Oof, Big Eddie Lampkin at TCU. Yeah, that's right. Providence and TCU playing each other tonight. I'm going to check into that game right now as they count the bucket in the fall. Ohio State's coming on back. Zed Key taking over down inside the low post. Got the bucket. Free throw missed off the back rim by Key. Defensive rebound pulled down by Lively. 9:20 left to go. Duke up by 5. Their lead keeps on shrinking because of foul trouble right now. And Zed Key, his emergence for the Buckeyes has been huge in the second half. Timeout taken on the floor by John Shire for Duke. We got 9:19 left to play in the second. This game right now is up for grabs. Revenge game for Duke because Duke had lost against Ohio State last season. Duke's played a pretty tough schedule entering today. They had that loss against Kansas. Got destroyed by Purdue, who had... They've been playing lights out for Purdue, all the way up to number 5. Let's see what we got for scores right now. Jumping into the scoreboard since we're on the timeout. Texas Tech looking good, up against Georgetown, 41-26. That's part of the Big East Big 12 battle. Also, TCU up over Providence, 38-33. Texas A&M leading SMU, 43-34. UAB, if they make it into the tournament once again, they're a team to watch out for. They're up over Jacksonville, 63-49. Miami, Rutgers, that game is close, 59-56. Miami coming from behind. They just took the lead against Rutgers. Big game as far as potential tournament bid right there for both of those teams. Both of those teams could find its way onto the bubble. Here's some shocking ones because Iowa State have been playing well. They just got ranked this past week, and they're only up by 2, 26-24 against North Dakota. Purdue leading 57-53. Purdue has been playing out of their mind. Yeah, right now, I would put Purdue on that list. Houston has really separated themselves. I got Houston as one of those teams looking to make it to the Final Four. I've been impressed by Arizona. I go Houston, Arizona. I would have to for my Final Four predictions, there's going to be a team from the Big 12 that makes it. There's usually a team each year lately from the Big 12 that makes it. It's all about who's going to be that team. That's the thing. I think it's going to be Baylor. I was shocked last night about that result against Marquette. That was stunning. I think at the end of the season, watch out for Arkansas, because right now they're 6-1, and Nick Smith has barely played for Arkansas. I saw Ricky Council the Fort. He went off for the Hogs yesterday. So Houston, Arizona. I go Purdue based on how they played. I'm not sure if they can hold it all the way to the tournament based on that for Purdue, but based on how they've been there right now, looking like a top 3 team entering tonight. But they've struggled though with Florida State, but Florida State's been great at home, but just not good this season. Houston, Arizona, Purdue, Arkansas is on that list for me. Texas has been great as well. I'm interested to see if they can keep it up. Great defensive team for Texas this year. We get back to action. Corner 3 is good by Duke. Started drill 3s. They haven't been able to do so that much this season, but they're 5 for 12 from the perimeter, shutting down Ohio State. Do I know that Vaughn likes LSU? I think we talked about that last year, that he needed a new team to root for. I'm glad you did, because anything is an upgrade for Cal right now. I saw an article, 2 teams historically at their lowest. One of them we won't talk about because we got quite a bit of fans from that team here on the channel. But the other one for your team there that you were rooting for before. Yeah, it's always been like that. It's been tough. Yeah, appreciate it here. Thanks so much to that part for joining in. Tammy, welcome on the stream. We got 8:39 left to go, 62-54. Ohio State going to the free throw line. Zed Key has really taken over in the second half. The top player for the Buckeyes, shooting 2 at the line now. They're also in a double bonus as Duke commits their 10th. And the first free throw is good by Key. Key is up to 16 and 6 rebounds at the moment. Second one is good. Make it 17 points. He's the reason why Ohio State's in this game. That Purdue-Florida State game is close. 7.5 minutes left to go. Purdue's only up by 3, 59-56. Duke with the ball. Roach attacking. His pass deflected. In traffic. Bodies colliding here on the hardwood. Who's got it? It's going to be a tie-up. Scrum for the basketball. Possession arrow will go for Duke. So Duke lucky to get it back as they were the offensive team on their side of the floor that had it deflected and was forced on a tie-up. Filipowski in deep foul trouble with 4. And also Derek Lively has got 4 too. And then foul trouble for Ohio State right now. 4 personal fouls by Likely and Sensible. And then 3 each by Sewing and Key, the top 2 front court players. As Duke goes back door, they will draw a foul. This will send number 15, Ryan Young, to the free throw line to shoot 2. So Young gets, I think that's number 0, Tanner Holden, on the foul call. My college basketball team is Providence. Yeah, I'm from Massachusetts, not too far away from Providence. First one good by Ryan Young. He'll keep it here in the bonus. That game against TCU that they're playing right now, that's a must-win for them if they want to make it to the tournament. They got 2 crushing losses. They lost against Miami, which Miami might be bubble. They might not even be like a solid team in the field. And then St. Louis, that's another team that's going to be on the bubble, I bet. They were up by 12 when they lost against St. Louis. They blew a 12-point lead with 10 minutes left. 8 minutes here. Pass gets deflected. Stolen away by Roach, and he slips trying to pick up the basketball at the low right block. He had an opportunity to score, but just too anxious for that basketball as he slid. Good to see he's able to get up on his feet, as that was a tough fall right there by Roach. Great job to get into the passing lane, deflect the basketball, but man, just tough slide there with his left foot going forward in front of his right. Trying to collect the basketball a little bit too early. Instead of bringing it back to his body, collecting it, going into a layup, he went straight to a slide there, and then one dribble and went off his foot out of bounds. Timeout taken on the floor, 64-56 with under 8 minutes left to play. It's Duke holding on to an 8-point lead. Just a quick update for you guys. I'll do the poll right now, so thanks so much all for voting in the poll. Looks like the Buckeyes took the poll in this one for today. 57-42, so we'll see if they can start to come back in this game. Kyle Filipowski currently on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Derek Lively's got 4 as well, so it's been interesting because those are the top 2 scorers currently for Duke. Filipowski with 13, Lively with 11, and both are in some deep foul trouble. Will not touch the floor for like another 5+ minutes right now. We have 7:55 left to go. Those 2 guys with 4 fouls each. And then over for Ohio State, Zed Key getting going. Taking over down inside the low post. He's got 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks. 4 personal fouls each by Isaac Likely and Bryce Sensiba for Ohio State. Yeah, so a quick update for you guys is that this will be my only stream for tonight here. I had planned to do UNC against Indiana, but my girlfriend actually came over because she worked late, so I'm going to go hang out for a little bit with her because she's supposed to stay overnight because we actually had a pretty bad storm up in my area. So she's closer to my place than she is for her place where she is for her workplace. So where I live is actually closer to her workplace than it is where she lives. So she came down to spend the overnight with me over here. That Purdue-Florida State game, though, it's been close all night long. 59-56 with under 7 minutes left to go. Purdue ranked at number 5 right now. Zach Edey, 21 points. Hey, thanks so much, Tammy. Yeah, I'm glad that the storm's finally, winding down. Got pretty bad, last couple hours. We had, 50, 60 mile per hour wind gust over here. Downpouring torrential rain. All right, so we're going to get back to action. 64-56 now. It's an 8-point game. Ohio State left to right on the floor to get the inbound jumper for a deep 2. Missed off the back iron. Offensive rebound. Put-back opportunity as Zed Key will get fouled. I believe it's on number 15 of Ryan Young, and Zed Key going to go back to the free throw line, shoot 2 more shots. He's been the go-to here in the second half. Duke early on in this game really led the rebound battle. They were crushing Ohio State on the glass early on, but right now it's only +3 for Duke in the rebounds. 27-24 right now on the glass in favor of Duke. 2 shots at the line by Zed Key. First one's up. First one is good. It's a 7-point game currently. 7:48 left to go. This game is far from over considering the foul trouble. Kyle Filipowski and Derek Lively II, the top 2 scorers for Duke, and both of them with 4 personal fouls currently on the bench. Second free throw is good by Zed Key. This has led to a major second half by Key. He's got 19 points, top scorer in the game. Roach dribbles, drives, down the lane inside. We get a whistle. Bumped into before the shot went up and fouled. This will bring now Duke into the double bonus. 10th personal foul by Ohio State committed in the second half. So both of these teams with plenty of time remaining in the double bonus. 2 free throws here for Roach. First one's up and first one's good. That's one of the keys that Duke has done well throughout the course of this game. Shoot the ball. Had a great clip at the free throw line there. 18 for 20 right now. 90% at the free throw line. Ohio State, pretty good free throw shooting team themselves. Top 20 in the nation. Right now they're 14-18 at 78%. Second one's good by Roach. These free throws are a must, and Duke has been capitalizing on it tonight. 19-21 for the Blue Devils. 7.5 left to go. Ohio State with a possession. Key towards his right. Hands it off to McNeil. McNeil floats up the shot. Inside the Key. Gets it to go. Good for 2 by Sean McNeil for the West Virginia transfer. So we'll see if he can start to get going. He's got 11. Duke by 6 and with the basketball. Roach at the top of the key, defended by Thornton. Dribbles up to the free throw circle. Roach up fake. Sneaks around. Floats it up. Gets the friendly bounce, and he makes the shot by Jeremy Roach. Roach starting to take over right now, so other players stepping up. Trading baskets. Buckeyes with a possession. Under 7 minutes left to play. Inside the paint at the low block is Justice Sewin, coming off a 33-point career high against Texas Tech in the Maui Invitational. Scores off the pivot move up and in off the backboard. 6-point game now. 68-62. Timeout taken on the floor by Ohio State with 6:46 left to go. Going back and forth. Some really great possessions that we've got here between these two teams. Do I do MLB games? I I don't do MLB that often. Like maybe like once in a while I'll do a baseball game, but I usually don't do them that often. (68-62), 6:46 left to play as we'll have a inbound coming up for Duke. Filipowski will check back into the game with his 4 personal fouls, so he'll be the one to pass off the inbounds. Points in the paint are even tonight, 32-32. Bench points been a difference maker in favor of Duke, 22-6. Also the 3-point shots in favor of Duke, as they are 5 for 12, 42% from the perimeter. Ohio State tonight just 2 for 7 from the outside. Duke with a possession. Roach at the left wing perimeter, 10 on the shot clock with under 6.5 left to go in the game clock. Passes out to his right. Dribbles inside the key. Nice dump off down low. That's a bucket. Up and off the backboard, number 15, Ryan Young with an assist by Proctor. Proctor's really showing what he's got tonight for the freshman from Australia. Yeah, Celtics having an incredible season. 17-4, looking to make it 18-4 tonight against the Heat. Jab step on the outside, Sewing. Under 6 minutes left to go. Dribbles back to the Coach K court logo. Signals the offense. Calls for a pick to be set by Key. Passes off to Key at the top. Moves it out to his left. Open 3. Missed off the mark. No good. Offensive rebound likely off the Thornton miss. Here's a 3 straight away. Missed way too short by McNeil. Had a look but couldn't convert. He was well too short on the 3 ball. Blue Devils with a defensive rebound. Approaching 5:30 on the clock. Roach going to slow down tempo as Duke leads by 8. Roach top of the key, defended on the outside by Zed Key. Roach, step back 3 in the air over Key, missed off the back rim as Key collects the rebound. Up the floor for the Buckeyes. ACC leading the Big Ten Challenge, 6-3 in favor of the ACC. As that is an inopportune time for a turnover. Turnover down the far side of the court, out of bounds by Ohio State. It goes back to Duke with 5:10 on the clock. Oh, yeah, Bryant and Wagner. I don't believe so for those two teams. That was crazy. Last year, the NEC championship game, as Duke gets called in a turnover. Yeah, Bryant and Wagner had a fight last year in their conference tournament championship. Yeah, I don't believe so. I don't think there were any suspensions out of that. The dude that was playing, though, for Bryant, the one that was just animated that whole game, Peter Kiss, I'm pretty sure he plays basketball overseas. He actually could have played for an additional year of eligibility, but he turned it down. If so, he would have been 26 for Peter Kiss. 26 years old if he had decided to play an additional season for him. He went from Quinnipiac to Rutgers to Bryant to finish up his career. It's crazy. Yep, that made national headlines. A little Bryant University making the mark on national headlines. They're pretty good this season for them. As we get a foul down low, Zed Key will shoot 2 at the free throw line. Is charged to Ryan Young. 4:22 left to go. Zed Key up to 19, top scorer in the game. Ryan Young picks up his 3rd personal foul. Yeah, Bryant played Framingham State a couple nights ago for college basketball. They played at D3 school. I don't understand why teams do that. Like, D1s will schedule D3s, and it counts towards the standings for a D1 team. It doesn't, though, for a D3. It's just called exhibition because you're playing against a D1 school, and you're basically bound like 99.9% of the time you're going to lose the game. Like, there's been a bunch of those this year that, like, a D3 will take on a D1. Purdue started to pull away 67-60 up over Florida State with under 4 minutes left to go. We got 4:22 remaining here. Zed Key, 2 shots at the free throw line. First one to make. Second one by Key. That's right down the middle. Zed Key, what a night he has had. Low post. Incredible in the low post. He's got 21. 7 for 9 shooting from the floor. Filipowski playing with 4 personal fouls. Misses off the rim short. Rebound control by Likely. Pushing it off to McNeil. 3. Transition. 2 strong. Offensive rebound. Suing. Up fake. Triple teamed underneath. Ball gets taken away. Duke comes out with a steal. And they're going to slow it down. That is Jacob Grandison who comes out with a steal. Pickpockets Justice Suing. Under 4 minutes left to go. Duke by 6 and with the basketball. Crowd on his feet here at Cameron Indoor. The foul trouble really hurt Ohio State in the first half. Duke pulled away. They led by 10 at halftime. Roach, 15-footer. He drills it at the free throw circle. That's a sweet-looking jumper right there by number 3 in white and blue, Jeremy Roach. He's up to 11. Roach being asked to make a big jump this season. The team leader, most experienced player on the team. Now a junior for the point guard. Came into the game averaging just under 13. Number 2 scorer behind Filipowski this season. Catching fire 3 at the right wing. Missed by Suing. Tipped up. Battle for the rebound. Control by Suing in the offensive glass. Tipped once again. Control by Ohio State. Out to the corner. McNeil. Swoosh. Drills the triple. Big time 3 for the transfer from WVA. Sean McNeil. It's a 5-point game. Ohio State could not buy a 3 tonight. They're just 3 for 12 from the perimeter. That 3 is massive. Duke shooting the ball much better from the outside. 5 for 13 at 38%. Roach, top of the key, working on Likely. Passes out to his left into the hands to Grandison. Handoff, Filipowski, spin move. Down the lane, puts it up, scores, up and in off the backboard. Kyle Filipowski counted in a foul as the Cameron Crazies right now are lit. And they are going crazy here at Cameron Indoor. He's just been incredible this season. 7-footer with the handles. Has a jump shot. Can take it to the rim as well. Down inside off the spin move. The top 5 recruit, Kyle Filipowski. Too much to handle right there. Taking on Justice Suing. 1-on-1. Winning the battle. Count it and 1. Timeout on the floor, 74-67, 2.5 left to go in the second. Remaining in this game right now, Filipowski up to 15, the top scorer for Duke. They got 5 players, double figures, scoring 11 each by Roach. He's got 5 assists, 11 points by Derek Lively with 5 rebounds, 10 points each by Tyrese Proctor and Ryan Young. One of the keys tonight for Duke has been free throws. This young team is growing up. 90.5% at the free throw line. They're 19 of 21. Just precise tonight when it's come down to free throws in this game for the Blue Devils. It's actually Ohio State right now leading the glass 30-28. That number was not in favor of the Buckeyes earlier in this game. But if they had made their threes earlier, this would be a much, much closer game right now. Not a 7-point game. We'd be tied if they make their threes. Right now, Sean McNeil, he's a sharpshooting guard out of West Virginia. And tonight, just 2 for 6 from the perimeter. So he's basically the 3-point specialist for the Buckeyes. But struggling tonight in this game for McNeil. And then for Duke, leading the way, it's Proctor. He's got 2 threes, 2 for 3 from the outside by Proctor tonight. Everybody really doing a great job all around for Duke, showing up their depth on the team. 17, 22, 24. Yeah, that's 24 bench points for the Blue Devils compared to just 6 by Ohio State. Like Duke's going to be a dangerous team this season. They got so much young talent on their team, and one of the keys is you can't teach size. And they're going up against a much smaller Ohio State team, but they've been able to get their points in the paint tonight for Duke. The points in the paint battle, I'm pretty sure, has been like even all throughout the course of the night. It's been the foul trouble that's haunted Ohio State more. Their key players earlier on in the game gone into deep foul trouble. Filipowski, with 4 personal fouls, currently had to sit out throughout a good chunk of the second, but the foul trouble early took Ohio State out of the second portion of the first half. Zedke and Justice Suing had 2 fouls each going into halftime. Nobody yet to fall out, but multiple players playing with 4. Filipowski and Lively both with 4. The big question was who was going to step up, and they've exactly done that. They've had players such as Proctor making 2 threes, Roach with his playmaking abilities, 11, 3, and 5 by Roach tonight, and Young all step up when Filipowski and Lively went to the bench. Hey, thanks so much for the update there, James. Celtics just an absolute machine this season, leading by 6 at the end of the third against the Heat. Wow, Jason Tatum, 41 points through 3 quarters. That's unbelievable. Man, he's been on another level. Whoever wins MVP certainly deserves it because there's multiple options you can go to. Luka, he has separated himself from the pack last night for sure, beating Golden State and had a 40-point triple-double to go along with it. Filipowski makes the and one, 75-67, 2.5 left to go. Duke leads by 8 back from the timeout. Tatum and Giannis right behind Luka in that MVP conversation. Right to the rim, scoring the layup up and in off the backboard. That's Justice Suing for the Buckeyes. Suing up to 12, starting to take over here in this second half. He had 3 points heading into halftime. He had 33, a career high against Texas Tech. One of the best defenses last season, led defensive efficiency for the Red Raiders last year. Proctor attacking the paint with a left hand, missed the layup. Tipped up by Young, offensive rebound. They will set it up for Duke with a new shot clock, slowing it down. Minute 45 left to go. Blue Devils up by 6. Slowing down tempo in their favors. The Cameron Crazies up on their feet. Offensive rebounds have been key today. Driving inside the paint, missed the layup, tipped up. And the Buckeyes out of bounds at the baseline. It will stay Duke basketball. These offensive rebounds late by Duke have been critical. And the Blue Devils who hit the inbound, 11-11. Offensive rebounds are even. Proctor floats up a runner, missed off the back rim, gets another offensive rebound. As we have a foul given by Ohio State, reaching in with a minute 26 left to go. Duke is in the double bonus. Zedke reaches in, picks up his 4th. Free throws here by Tyrese Proctor, who came down with a big offensive rebound. Balanced scoring tonight been a major factor for Duke. Filipowski with 16, Lively with 11, Roach with 11, 10 each by Proctor and Young. Proctor makes it 11 as he drills the free throw. Second shot by Proctor at the charity stripe. That goes through as well. Woof. Providence trailing big time indeed. That TCU team, if they can get everything together, they look dangerous. They were missing players when they barely beat Arkansas Pine Bluff, and when they lost their first game, they were missing some key players. Mike Miles did not play in that loss as Sean McNeil steps out of bounds to the baseline. Critical cracking under pressure here for Ohio State late in this game. Cannot come up with a defensive rebound. They step out of bounds with a quick turnover. 16 turnovers today by a team that's mostly seniors and freshmen on this team for Ohio State. Combination of the majority of players are either seniors or freshmen for the Buckeyes. Just 6 points off the bench, 24 by Duke, and the youngsters of the Blue Devils really shining here in the brightest lights tonight. ACC looking to keep on dominating against the Big Ten in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Final minute left to go Out to the top to Roach. 8 on the shot clock. Dribbles up. Spin move into the key. Got knocked down. Lost control of the basketball. Turns it over. Hard fall by Roach. Back up on his feet. 5 on 4 for the Buckeyes. McNeil shoots the 3. Hits rim short. Gets his own rebound. Airballs it. Rebound back to Duke. 45 seconds left to play. Duke will slow it down. And Roach gets fouled with 39.5. Whole crowd on his feet right now. Justice Suing just followed out with a reach-in. As Duke will head to the free throw line. Double bonus coming up for the Blue Devils, leading by 8, looking to make it 10. Dennis, welcome to stream, man. One thing that's really stuck out tonight for Duke, young team making their free throws. 22 of 24 tonight when it came down to free throws at 91.7%. They're going to get 2 more here at the free throw line. That is something spectacular. Yeah, Zed Key got hurt on the last play too, trying to go up for the rebound. He came down hard, clutching at his left shoulder for Zed Key. That's a huge loss there. Low post. He is a low post bully, and he is being checked out underneath the tunnel right now for Zed Key, as it looks like he will head towards the bench area. But Justice Suing falls out of the game. Zed Key, tremendous game for the top front court player on the team, and that's a big blow if he does have to miss time. Does not look severe, though, as he was walking off. It'll look fine. He had to go underneath the tunnel for a moment. Buckeyes attack the paint. They will draw the foul by Roach. This will send 2 free throws here at the line for Ohio State. So, young team by Duke. They bring in multiple 5-star recruits on the team, and could be a little bit of a work in progress there for Duke for this season, but man, could this be a turning point for them to catch their fire year after year after year? Revenge game against Ohio State, and they're 34 seconds away from pulling out the W. First shot at the free throw line, good for the Buckeyes. That's by number 1, Roddy Gale Jr. Second free throw missed off the back rim. Scoring really picked up in the second half, but Duke, with their defense in the first half, limiting Ohio State to just 29 points, been a difference maker in that first half as Duke outscored the Buckeyes at halftime 39-29. More free throws coming up at the line here for Duke. First one is good by Jacob Grandison, transfer from Illinois. Final score alert, Purdue keeps on rolling for the number 5 team in the nation. They win over Florida State 79-69. Iowa State starts to pull away against North Dakota 47-39 Cyclones. Second free throw, good by Grandison. They're automatic tonight at the charity stripe. That is the big key that stuck out. 25 of 28 at 89% tonight at the free throw line. Quick bucket by Ohio State. They will not go away, but time keeps on ticking off the clock. 26 seconds left. If you guys are just tuning in, this will be my only stream tonight. Before I had planned for UNC against Indiana, but I actually have visitors over my house right now, so I won't be covering the next game after this one. Just this one tonight. I'll be off for the rest of the week because I actually got contacted later today to cover a couple games in person during the weekend, so I have to do my prep now for those games. So next stream will probably be next Tuesday, most likely around that time, like early next week, most likely like either Tuesday or Wednesday for next week. I'm hoping to be back. .26 seconds remaining. Duke will get the inbound up by 8. Filipowski inbounds it to the corner. Roach between 3 defenders, and he'll draw a reach-in. So back to the free throw line goes Duke with Jeremy Roach, 24.5 seconds left. At this rate of the game, Ohio State's got a couple players that's already picked up 5 and have fouled out. Justice Sewing, Isaac Likely, and now Bryce Sensabaugh have 5 personal fouls, so all have fouled out. Hey, I'll see you next week. Thanks so much for joining in, Alex. 2 shots here at the free throw line for Roach. First one missed off the back rim. Second shot is good. 25 seconds left. Ohio State gets the inbound. Past midcourt. Now attacking inside the paint. Off the glass too strong. Missed by Gale. Rebound goes to Young. Outlet ahead, and they'll just dribble off the clock for Duke. Bench showed up tonight in a big game for a revenge game to get back for Ohio State for their victory last season. One of the keys tonight, making free throws, and Duke with his young team, they were stellar tonight when it mattered the most at the charity stripe. 26 of 30 on free throws tonight by Duke. Shot the ball 87% at the free throw line. Shut down Ohio State, allowed just 29 points in the first half. Kyle Filipowski led the way with 16. They had 5 players in double figures scoring, 13 by Roach with 5 assists, 12 points by Proctor, 11 by Lively, and 10 by Young. As this game was Duke's to take, and they won it 81-72, the final score. We're going to close out here. We're going to wrap up with the channel members. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here on the channel. Before I go, big shout out here to the channel members, the membership section, and we'll add in a new channel member name here too. So add that in. Welcome in Mario to the membership as we got new members joining in here. So here we go. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We got Jason, Rajeep, Russell, BP, Greg, Oreo Pudding, Braden, Reynaldo. We got Mario for the first timer in the membership. Bino, Mark, Mike, John, Jessica, Ahino, Joseph, Vegas, Michael, Wick, Woody, Warren. I am Ghost, Kelly, Arhan, Micolette, Roderick, Blessed Brian, SD Sports Talk, Didi, Isaiah, Bruin, Cody F, Steven, Siegel, Tristan, Woo Pig, Ace, Ian, Oink Oink, Happy MT Dude, Mike, Robin, and Johnny Cash. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here in the stream tonight. Duke, revenge victory over Ohio State a year later in the ACC Big Ten Challenge at Cameron Indoor. 81-72 final scores. Duke wins. Thanks so much, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your night.